all goes down here. Excited for this one. Should be a bunch of action. Let's get into the game number 1 right now.
That's a very extended rollout. That was kind of Avengers Assemble moment happening here.
It's just match 35. Calm down, Riot.
It's the 35 best of 3 already.
Yeah, I know.
35th best of 3. I can't believe we've already been going that long.
Every week that comes along, I'm like, wow, it's already week 4.
90
wow,
best of 3s
5.
sounds like a lot, but it creeps up on you, Valdez.
Yeah. Especially doing 2 days like me. You know, it's kind of like a couple of nights on the weekend, and then 5 days go by real quick, and it's like, oh, wow, we're already in the next week.
Well, I'm in the 3 days crew, and I must admit, in weeks like this, I'm very jealous of you because there's so much more teamfight tactics time for you.
That is true. You know, when you guys were casting Wednesday, Thursday, I definitely had the double monitor setup going on, right? Splitting my attention in the appropriate manner, of course. 80 to TFT and 20 to
There we go. Those
LCK.
are the numbers I like to hear. We've got the double electrocute crew going on in mid lane. Naehyun and Lava have gone that way. A lot of flexible choice. You'll notice Comet in top lane for some burst trades. That's what happens. And actually, GP lanes really well against Camille early because Camille's melee, right? Rather than just a bit melee. Yes, you can go 3 points in tactical sweep and get Comet trades, but he's got grass procs with his Qs. So actually, the health trades are very often won by GP until you have level 3 and you can all in as Rascal. So we'll see if there's any semblance of vertical jungling. Defensive ward on the red, with Karthus kind of expecting there to be a vertical jungling attempt, but no start on it just yet.
Yeah, nothing happening there just yet. There is another ward in the top side river just to see any path that could come in. Full side, blue side clear for Cuzz, whereas bonO going buff to buff here. Naehyun understandably being pushed in by the Azir. What happened to mid lane? I feel like there used to be a lot of action like 2-3 years ago, but nowadays it kind of just feels like a farm fest.
Isolate a time and give me the champions that led to that, because I don't really remember like lots of action mid lane since about kind of season 2-3. So what is your reason, in the LCK era, season 5 plus data point of lots of interactive mid lane? And what champions? It's gonna be champions. What do the matchup look like?
I mean, I guess I was talking about season 3 era around that time.
So players got better is one of them. Teleport meta also removed a combat summoner. That was another one. Jungle pathing got warped a lot of times. If you're talking about pure 1v1s, I feel like that's really a long time ago, or in other regions, but jungle pathing also kind of changed gank timings. Quick level 3s meant there was always action in mid lane, but those are gone. So there's been a lot of different reasons, Valdez, but also players just got better. You know, one of the most common questions I get asked on my stream is a very standard LCK question. Will think of the kind of gap between Faker and the next best mid laner in Season 3. Can that ever be recreated? Can Faker ever reach that status again? And the easy answer is no, because players got way better. The difference between Faker and the second best was huge. Is right now in bot lane, there's a lot of people.
Oh, nice try on the knock-up there by TusiN, but actually bonO is able to avoid that with the flag and drag. They do get the flash out of Deft. A nice little win in the bottom side for Hanwha.
Nice little win, like you mentioned. A lot of hard CC, and you're ganking for the tank support, which is what we called for in Champ Select. Rather than if you're going to ignore Lux and all the options on the table, you better gank for it. Speaking of ganking, Cuzz not always on a noted ganker, but he's coming up anyway.
Looking for the flash here, but he's not going to go for it. Orange has come out. That's a lot of damage already, and Thal just going to flash really, really late. Definitely a mistake from him, not being safe, and Cuzz and Rascal able to capitalize.
So sometimes we talk about teams gaining the maximum from a play. I believe Thal managed to lose the maximum. There was no way he should have lost flash, teleport, and die, but he managed it. Unfortunately, they just misplayed the area really poorly. He had no jungler on his side. He played like he was baiting for his jungler to come. His jungler was nowhere near, so that was really poor by Thal. He is a player at danger of being subbed out.
Nice wall by Cuzz, but not sure if he can get out of this one. The flash will come in, and with Rascal hovering down, that does mean that he is not going to go for the follow flash.
Important that Rascal left lane as early as he did, because if there was a follow flash over, any sort of shenanigans could have happened. So good call from Rascal to back up his jungler. Cuzz gets in, gets an assist, gets out, and starts up his farming, so still a good start for King Zone. Definitely a concerning one, because you're going to have a lot of wave states like this when no flash GP. Remember, if you trade flashes with your top laner and enemy top laner's mid lane.
Ooh, nice hook there. Onto the Akali, but of course with Rakan coming in, and Naehyun being Akali, that's the way it goes.
If you trade flashes with your enemy laner and die, oh, it sucks, but at least you don't have a flash disadvantage. Because the jungler flashed and he didn't, scenarios like this can happen. All bonO can do is walk in. He can't even draw a flash out of Camille. His job here was to get Rascal to flash so GP didn't have to deal with an in-lane flash disadvantage. Because in a 1v1, it really is tough.
And now the lane's not even in a good spot. He has to sit there and soak XP for an entire extra wave, which is not ideal.
Yeah, if you are wondering why that happened, it's if it gets frozen on him and he has a flash disadvantage, might as well just kind of rage quit the game, right? That's how bad that scenario is. We've seen a lot of lane leads. Rascal, in fact, was on the receiving end of Keen freezing him out many times in the Africa series. So we should actually watch his minion wave management a lot. It's harder in this game because it's a flash disadvantage, but he was actually found out by Keen and exploited really hard in the top lane phase, and it's something to keep track of because it feels like top laners have been better at exploiting it this season than in some of the more recent ones.
Yeah, I feel like Khan was also doing pretty well, even though SKT did eventually lose that series, not to KT, but to Griffin when they did go down 0-2 the time before yesterday. So I feel like the top laners are doing really well overall in terms of the lane state. Outside of the laning phase, though, a lot of the guys are struggling up there.
When does Hanwha Life Esports do Plan A? In case you're fuzzy on Plan A, GP ult bot, Jarvan bot, Azir might teleport in, stick a ward kind of above the area you see here and go for a TP from Azir. This comp was built to gank bot and gank it hard. And the flash will be up from Deft in about a minute and a half, so that's something they'll be considering. Featherstorm, another frustrating tool, will be up. Featherstorm is very useful in repelling such a gank, but Hanwha Life Esports, if they're going to make any semblance of proactive play, it feels like it's going to be bot lane. You can gank from mid with ults up, but bot lane is what you drafted for. It's what GP is prioritized for as well.
Thal missing a cannon there, maybe a little bit frazzled after the early start. And it's hard, you know, when you're on a team and you're supposed to be the starter, but it's a team like Hanwha Life where they play a 10-man roster essentially, and you never know when you're going to get subbed out. Could add a little bit of nerves, a little bit of extra stuff that you'd rather not deal with.
It does feel like we're not seeing the Thal from spring, though, because he was kind of one of the breakout stars on the Hanwha Life's team that did really well for a lot of spring season. They started really strong, and bonO and Thal both enhanced their reputation after being kind of bit pop players on SKT and BBQ in the past, so has been notable that they've played quite a lot of So1 so far in summer.
Yeah.
I've actually used his dash there. I guess he really wants to push out fast. Not often you see that.
Really, with the blue buff, just pushing this wave. Probably has a back timing coming in, has his TP available. See what happens. First Cloud, Drake coming onto the map just a bit before, but you can see that TusiN and Cuzz now waiting in the wings with Lava's maniacal pushing in the mid lane. They're looking to shut this down, but he does have his dash, and that weird kind of move forward from Naehyun means that Lava will play safe.
Had to be a counter gank, and there's 2 control wards in this area. bonO actually putting down a control ward's helpful, because now you know eventually that the bot laner will have to disengage. Lying in wait here. Cuzz is here, though. What we doing?
Staying out of range, but here comes the charge as, okay, Hanwha want to turn this around. In goes the Kaisa on the Cuzz. Will be fighting the dust here. Nobody can actually get on top of bonO. Requiem comes out, but it's not enough damage with the summoner heal. And Hanwha Life get away with a big ult cooldown as well as a kill on their back.
We were keeping an eyes peeled on who was baiting who, and it seems like Hanwha Life Esports were just able to take down Cuzz where he stood. His flash wasn't actually clear if it was just off cooldown or didn't really see an opportunity to flash, but with Deft under turret, there was no way for him to return to this one. We watched the replay. It's potential that the flash was still coming off cooldown, but they go in on Cuzz. You'll notice that Deft is really far away, diving in, and they hold on to the Requiem for a while because it's supposed to be about a timed attack where Naehyun's missing health damage and the Requiem finish someone off, but heal enough to stay in them through.
Heal me. That's what he said.
I believe there was a Naisu as well.
Yeah, we heard that in the background. Everybody's favorite damage dealer screaming the heal me in the chat.
So do you have any units in TFT that you really want to make work that are not considered like conventional OP units?
Units, I'm not sure. I do like trying to go for 4 ninjas. That's a lot of fun.
You're a ninja man.
I did actually win a game with 4 ninjas one time, but it helped that I got a level 3 Zed relatively early on, even though Zed's not really high tier.
The problem with 4 ninjas is that you have that negative buff after 1, so you're kind of sitting on the bench with ninjas.
Yeah, you just got to keep them all on the sideboard, right? It's,
but then you need to have like a bridging combat. It's kind of like a comp that goes from like early to mid to late, rather than, because you can't skip steps like you can with some others.
You just try to, sit there with the losing streak and build up interest, right? Sit there in the back until you eventually get 4 ninjas, throw them out there, and then they do a buttload of damage.
So what you're saying is you're playing a late game comp.
Yeah, definitely.
You can also a League of Legends sentence in our TFT talk.
You get a bunch of assassins in there. Not too many in this game. It's been a while since we've had an assassin meta in the LCK.
There's always the chance for it. I feel like we're not that far away with Enchanter supports starting to come forward. Is that, yes, Lux with Aftershock can repel some people that engage on it, but she can't repel Zed, for example, right? So a little bit of tuning here and there. Some wave clear is removed. I think we're closer to assassins than we've been in multiple metas, and I like that. I'm down for it.
Yeah. Is Zed the only one? I mean, I guess Akali's technically an assassin, so we have...
Is legit an assassin.
Yeah. Technically, legitimately
TFT and League of Legends assassin.
Yeah. Confirmed true by the lore. One of the only assassins that we do see here is Cloud Drake into Infernal. Going to be the next one.
Hanwha Life, even though they got the nice pick in mid lane, you'll notice that the vision reset gives them quite shallow vision. They have a Pixel Brush control ward on the bot side, but no other forward vision, I guess, towards the left of an entrance from the Raptors. So because of that, with forward vision, very easy Drake take. They don't even need to clear away. A Pixel control ward is also on a back timing, so nicely done by Kingzone. They're down 700 gold, you will notice, but that's mostly mid lane where Naehyun is clearly weathering a storm. Kind of out of nowhere, 35 CS lead for the Azir.
Yeah, I mean, Lava, as I said before, he can have pop-off games, he can have really wonky games. Good start for him is good news for the side of Hanwha Life. Of course, the Camille in the top lane, especially after getting that early gank, is going to be doing well, but that's kind of expected up against the GP as bonO starts this one, but we're already at 13 minutes 40, so...
Everyone's edging towards this Rift Herald in vision. Again, the weak side control ward at the back of the pit gives them full info here. How many people are going to rotate up? Rascal's TP is up as well. GP can respond first with his ult.
Kingzone really do not want to let this one go for free as the hook comes in, but the charm is going to be good, but Sangyoon once again into the backline doing that damage. The Requiem, though, going to shut down the Nautilus, but still, and they actually win this one. A pretty even fight, but it is going to go the way of Rascal. Will the Shelly, so many low health bars on the side of Kingzone here as Thal is kind of left standing with not the best mobility, but even so, the Rift Herald goes the way of Kingzone, but they can't pick it up right here.
Will someone suicide for it? That's the last question that we have left to answer. Thal sticking around. They did not have vision of him. He's now in vision.
All right, trying to get the knock-up. He goes
TusiN
and trying to get out here, but he is going to be flashed on by Thal. Just to make sure that he would not get away with his life.
Means a kill goes to Thal. And remember, this is a post-14-minute Rift Herald, so it doesn't have necessarily guaranteed value. Now, KingZone have had the more aggressive vision previously, so we're more confident they can set up that sort of vision again. But in the immediate future, it is just immediate gold to the GP and a red buff. And only the implied value of the Rift Herald charge to KingZone.
Yeah, even on the plates. And overall, it was a nice fight. I feel like for KingZone, you got a double kill there on the Karthus, even though he died a couple of times. He got it, the double kill after he died, so you can see he's got 5 stacks on the Dark Seal here. And a bunch of extra gold, so getting Cuzz online is going to be nice.
But it should be mentioned that it was kind of a better than expected fight, because you saw some of the deficiencies KingZone will have in true 5v5 compared to Hanwha Life, who have a very straightforward front-to-back teamfight comp that Azir can reset, and that, honestly, they're kind of set up to win. Like, we already spoke about how KingZone are going to play this in the 3-lane fashion, and Hanwha Life are very much going to make it about teamfights. So I think they were kind of surprised to see a teamfight started, and only Cuzz getting those 2 kills gives you a bit of pause on the Hanwha Life side.
Cuzz waiting in the wings here. No vision of this, and no vision in the top side jungle either, so they might not have any idea, but with Deft and TusiN kind of hanging around, maybe they'll get an idea, as Lava was also hanging around down on the bottom side. It doesn't look like any action just yet, but Cuzz is playing the long game.
This is cool. Watch what Rascal's doing. He's actually coming bot lane as well.
Oh, TusiN with the miss there on a Sangyoon. And they lock down Key. He is going to go for the straight-up flash into the dredge line on the wall, and he gets away.
Rascal's down bot lane because he doesn't have TP, neither does Thal, and he doesn't have the Cannon Barrage. Because they want to charge the Rift Herald, that's why they send an extra member bot lane, but they will lose top turret for it.
Let's see how long they commit down here, as they already have 4 members in the bottom side. They could look to get that tier 2 turret.
They have to, Valdez, because remember, they have a back-off objective. Infernal Drake spawns in 30. Another reason KingZone was so interested. They want to leave vision on the bot side around the red buff and pick up the Infernal as a secondary objective.
Starts the back, and they'll both get a pretty nice back here, but 10 seconds. They got to head down to the Infernal here. No flash on Key, which means that he can't pull off any fantastic plays with his support, but neither does TusiN have his. And another early Medjai's in the hands of the Cuzz Karthus. Very common for him.
Damn cheeky.
He loves it, man.
But it's on a champion that isn't even like a Medjai's champion. This isn't Nico.
Yeah. This isn't Yumi. He's probably going to be going in and dying.
It's pretty, like, mana Medjai is something I've always used as a caster, where it's like, you know, good or bad manners depending on how you look at it. This definitely feels like bad manners, because this game is very much up in the air, and he's very likely to die.
All right, well, let's see just how aggressive he gets with this Karthus play, as bonO now in the pit, tanking up a bit of damage. I think someone was behind Hanwha here on the left side. Yeah, that's Naehyun coming all the way around.
Will be spotted on this control ward. Hanwha Life, remember, they've got the teamfight comp here, so they're just waiting for their spot.
Another lead says Naehyun could be the key. Hanwha will have to come on in here to try to go for the steal, and there it goes, the way of bonO. It's going to lock it down, and that recon engage is not successful. KingZone now is left behind as a transition into the mid lane, and they get a turret as well.
And KingZone just fiercely playing this game over single objectives rather than, as we thought, making many different pressure points across the map and then just picking up freebies. I feel like this KingZone is not the KingZone we saw in week 1 and 2 that always had smarter and smarter plans on how to play out their draft. They're being very narrow. They are rocking up to team fights in a balanced manner, and I don't think that's helping them, and certainly they're losing out on creeps around the Rift, and it's why a gold lead and objectives like this Infernal are going the way of Hanwha Life.
The alley-oop with the gunshot there. Nice timing by the side of Hanwha Life. There's no more replay because there was no fight.
Nope.
But that's a really nice objective. They get to deny that away from 4 guys on the side of KingZone who would have loved the Infernal. And they have 3 of their own, at least, that would like that extra percentage.
Fun game you could have played was, there's actually a way to know whether there was a Karthus on the enemy team or not by just looking at Hanwha's items. They had 5 stopwatches at one point, which you never see after the stopwatch nurse. Thankfully, the 6-minute stopwatches went out. The coupon went away on that one, it turns out, thankfully. And now you have to opt into it by a 600 gold purchase. Hanwha Life had the mirror. They've used a couple, so 3 of them down. But crucially, Kaisa and GP, 2 of their big damage dealers, do still have stopwatch available.
It's going to be just a really fantastic item against Karthus, but also just the Camille and Akali that are diving into your backline. Let's say if you are a Sangyoon, you get into a bit of a wonky position. It allows you to dive in a little bit more. Same with the GP. Just if he finds himself in the front, he's not the tankiest guy. As Cuzz, what are you doing?
He's dying.
He was just left there alone as the Requiem going to come out as an afterthought here. Hanwha trying to win this one, but a ton of damage going the way of Kingzone. Lava flashing forward, really wanted to continue that fight as all the low health bars. As now the Pirate coming in here. Gunslinger is going to shoot him down. Let's see if they can catch Naehyun as Lava pretty low on health, but it's going to be Cataclysm. And Rascal comes from behind, says hello. Flash on in, and bonO just barely not going to go down. That's Thal as well. Okay, TusiN coming on in, support of the night. Give him that award already. He's going to pick up that bloodthirsty kill as Kingzone are able to get a win there towards the end.
What an epically scuffed fight between Kingzone and Hanwha Life.
Yeah.
Cuzz is hanging behind for a counter gank when there's no turret bot lane, so he dies like a stiff breeze blows away a plastic bag. But he has an ultimate, right? So he's still able to get in and be involved. What happens here is that GP's not there, so they can't fight front to back. They've already used a lot of tools. There's a lot of standing gold. Thal gets the flash execution onto Deft. The ending here is amusing because Hanwha Life, like, we're so strong, look at our GPs, forcing people away. But Rascal takes the long way, takes down Lava in the backline, and bonO dies. Lives on a sliver, and TusiN says, I'm a bloodthirsty support.
He walked all the way around the blue buff as well. He just took that long way to make sure he wasn't seen. As Cuzz going to be doing a little bit of hiding once again up in the top side, looking for Lava here.
This is a good rush camp, actually, from Kingzone. They have to find a way to blow the Banshee. I'm not sure if just Wall of Pain does it. Obviously a Q would. TusiN walks up, contesting vision. We're getting a lot of tete-a-tete, a lot of fighting. 22 minutes with no Rift Herald top side, but that's what's happening here. The Cloud Drake spawning, as the next one does, of course, give people pause about wasting wards bot side.
Yeah, no reason. You can see 3 control wards up in the top side for Kingzone. You got a couple there for the side of Hanwha as well. There was a ping by Hanwha on the Cloud Drake, as actually there is another control ward really trying to push forward vision around this Baron, our Kingzone.
Cuzz still waiting on that second item, Valdez. We're not going to include 2-stack Magi as an item.
Yeah, you know, he had 5, and then he died and he got 2 back. With the assist. Yep. So, you know, I mean, it's okay still.
It's not really.
I'll give him the pass for now.
It's a nice move from Kingzone. They're coming in. They've got a proc coming through on the Demolish. Hanwha Life Esports a little bit slow. Hanwha Life's job when you have the 5v5 comp is we really would like you to fight us 5v5. So to do that, you kind of need to be places first and say, hey guys, come to us. You got to come here. Baron, the easiest place to do that, but Kingzone want to run them around the map. They're not doing it in entirely 3-lane fashion. And things like that, where they have a high turret damage comp. Definitely through the Camille, right? Through the course Camille, no explanation needed. Gets them a structure. They only have 2 in the same lane, though, and Hanwha Life do finally say, hey guys, we're on Baron. What you gonna do?
They saw Sangyoon running over the control ward, though, and this is going to be when Naehyun gets the vision, right at about half health. Will Kingzone be able to stop this? Cuzz is really far away. Key trying to zone him out here, and there it is. The spike comes in, and Naehyun has to ult away. A great Baron call here by Hanwha, and they take it away.
They stuck to their tools. They did not see Cuzz, and they were fine. Unsure if they saw him recalling previously. Great timing there from Hanwha Life Esports. A bloodless Baron take from them, and Cloud Drake on the back end is no consolation for KingZone.
Yeah, just say, okay, we might as well. And yeah, I agree, we got to get the replay and see if they had some extra information about Cuzz, because they looked really confident to just go in there. And of course they do have a Zir, right? They've
got a Baron bait comp, right? We already said
yeah.
That's where you want to fight, but they were finishing it. So was that just they were confident in their vision, didn't see Karthus, took him out? But if you know Karthus backed, then obviously it's very straightforward for them. So really nice pickup there. Also, the one game in history it feels like that TusiN doesn't have unsealed spellbooks. So
yeah.
Not even a secret smite could come out of the KingZone for a contest.
The Guardian just trying to help out for the lane, I suppose, up against the Nautilus.
You need help as the recovery, for sure. And now Hanwha Life, they just can roll in. They've got still a comp that wants enemy to come to them. And turns out Baron, it's a pretty big global taunt to bring the enemy to you. Take down an inner turret. That's their third of the game. Right now, not feeling strong enough to start cracking down on the inhibitor turrets. We're going to get a reset. Let's see if Hanwha Life can find a way to break the base in their first Baron. Your assumption is no, but it is something that they should be setting up for.
You can see that they only had 2 turrets when they did pick up the Baron. It was the mid and top tier 1s. Even the bottom turret not taken out here, as KingZone has been good about keeping that away from them. But Lava sticking around.
It'll be a Kai'Sa killer instinct here.
Yeah.
If he can get the scoop going.
Assist pings were coming in, and as the minions get buffed up by the Baron, they know that Lava is here, and the rotation comes in. They're going to be looking for some of this standing gold on the outside.
The minions move faster, and they are stronger, so for another minute, the 2,000 gold lead so far is likely to amplify. KingZone have really no business contesting objectives that are not their Nexus, sorry, not Nexus, inhibitor turrets. But for now, at least, the turret count jumps up to 5, Valdez. There's only one easy objective left for Hanwha Life, the inner mid lane turret.
Sangyoon is really just looking for blood today. He saw those damage stats that he had, and he's like, well, okay, I'm going to be going in. And Lava getting a piece of his own, as it feels like KingZone can't even stand near their turrets.
Miramana, Kai'Sa does more burst damage. It's a high burst build from the Kai. Seems like the meta as we get the burst Infinity Edge second from Zai as well. Khan.
Okay, trying to get into the back line. Good charm up there, but the follow-up is gigantic as KingZone getting poked out of this one on top of the cannon barrage. Thal not able to flash in there for the damage, but it just doesn't matter as he gets sniped on the backside. Sangyoon showing Deft to his boss in the bottom lane, and that's going to be the win going the way of Hanwha Life.
Yeah, it's going to close the game, Valdez. The point seeker from downtown, Naehyun so low, I don't think the Karthus ult's going to stop him.
Nothing really that he can do here, as Naehyun now way too low to stop this, and Hanwha will be able to get away with the win here. An extra kill on the backside as they take this one down in just 28 minutes.
Big victory in game number 1 from Hanwha Life Esports.